Good morning. Good morning and welcome. I'm Carolyn Campbell, Vice President for Development and Alumni Engagement. Our processional from Old Main is now beginning. I invite you to silence your phones and watch the live stream on the screens as they approach this venue. As is the tradition at Washington and Jefferson College, I'm honored to present the 50th reunion class of 1974, whose members become a part of W&J's Presidential Guard today. This class holds a special place in our history as the first co-ed class to graduate from W&J. So if you are able, please rise and join me in welcoming the class of 1974. remain standing if you're able for the processional, the invocation, and singing of America the Beautiful.
This begins the 225th commencement exercises of Washington and Jefferson College.
Let us pray, please. Dear God, you have given us this great privilege to gather in this place today to celebrate the ceremony of commencement. We are indeed grateful for our time of fellowship today together as we feel the love and the warmth of your holy presence. We thank you for guiding these students and their parents to this point in their lives and answering the many prayers that I am sure have been offered. Today they dress in cap and gown to signify what they have achieved. After today, they will be trading their cap and gown for the clothes of graduate school or the workforce. Today we ask for your guiding hand as they stand on the threshold of a new and exciting life in a world that welcomes each of them. We also ask for your hand to be upon their individual destinies as well, wherever life may take them. As parents, we realize that we can only take our children so far in life, and then there comes a point at which we must let them go and live their lives. We ask that you help us to be grounded in them as well, into the understanding that we can and should release them into your care. Remind us once again that you love these students and will indeed be their constant companion along the road of life. As these students move beyond the walls of education here at W&J, we ask that you guide them and direct them into the lives that you have planned for each of them. We lift those many professors, counselors, and staff members that have supported and encouraged these students as their journey here on campus has unfolded. We know that you have great things in store for each student. We cannot imagine the future to which you are calling them. But we are confident in your ability to use every gift to enhance the quality of their lives. We pray for our students and their happiness. We know they have so many dreams and plans and ambitions as well as hopes. Give them patience and the sense of your presence as this new chapter in their lives begins, and success we know will follow. May they feel a sense of achievement in their qualifications and the great excitement for their future. Walk with them in the future as both leader and guide, providing support, strength, as a companion and a friend. We thank you for the events of this day and the many treasured memories that were made on this campus. May they provide a great foundation for their future. We ask it all in your holy name. Amen.
Oh Please be seated. Members of the graduating class of 2024, families and friends, faculty and staff colleagues, welcome to the 225th Commencement Exercises of Washington and Jefferson College. Students, it's my great honor to commend you for your many achievements during your time with us. You've worked hard, you've learned well, and persevered through unprecedented challenges to become W&J graduates. It is my hope that each of you has found this to be a place of belonging, a community of your own where lifelong friendships have blossomed. I'm confident that through every stage of life, your appreciation of your years at W&J will only continue to grow. This morning, you will join the ranks of W&J alumni, a network of thousands who are proud to share a special bond. They will embrace and support you as one of their own, and you will find that devotion to this college burns bright around the world and across many generations. You came to us from 21 states and 6 countries outside the U.S. Those states and nations are represented by the flags above the platform. And when you matriculated in 2020, we were proud that you brought more racial and ethnic diversity to the student body than any prior W&J class. The class of 24 will be remembered in the annals of W&J history for courageously starting college in the teeth of a global pandemic. Whether you chose to be in person or remote in the fall of 2020, you overcame tremendous obstacles, and in doing so, helped all of us discover new ways to live and learn together. In the 4 years since then, you have excelled in every way, and your college is better for it. We thank you for that. We're also thankful to your families for their influence in your lives, for the countless ways they've supported you through these years, and for the sacrifices they've made to ensure you a superb education. At this time, I ask you, our graduating class, to stand together in applause to express thanks to your parents, grandparents, and other family members who joined you here today. You may be seated. We know that you are also grateful to the outstanding professors who have enriched your life and the dedicated staff who have supported and guided you in every area of the college, from coaches and librarians to counselors, custodians, advisors in student life, and all the others too numerous to name. I invite your faculty and staff now to rise and remain standing as we all express our thanks with applause. Please be seated. No doubt many of you feel a special sense of gratitude to certain professors or members of our staff whose influence in your life has been decisive. Be sure to tell them so. It's my privilege now to introduce the others here on the platform. They are Donna Greer, Chair of our Board of Trustees, Dr. Mike Crabtree, Professor of Psychology and today's Faculty Marshal, Dr. Carolyn Campbell, Vice President for Development and Alumni Engagement, Dr. Jeffrey Frick, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the College, Dean Eva Chatterjee Sutton, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Students, Pastor Gary Gibson, our former college chaplain, and Dr. Elizabeth Keach, our guest speaker, who will be introduced more fully in just a few minutes. But we are all honored today to be joined by the members of the class of 1974, who are here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of their own commencement. It's been our tradition at W&J at this time to induct the 50th reunion class into the Presidential Guard, which comprises all living alumni who graduated 50 years ago or more. Friends, welcome home. A letter arrived at my office this spring reminding me of how many generations have reunited here to mark the 50th anniversary of their graduation. The writer, a woman who had never heard of our college, enclosed this nicely bound booklet from the 50th reunion of our class of 1844. She found it at a flea market in Kentucky and sent it with a note saying, "I thought you might like to have this for your archives." Well, a line in the conclusion of the book caught my eye, and I thought you might appreciate it too. It says, "It should be extremely gratifying to us as a class that our record is one unmarred by a single case of failure or disgrace." I can only imagine the same is true of the class of 1974, but I won't ask. Well, a lot has changed at W&J since the early 1970s, but it isn't hard to see a few parallels between your experiences and those of this year's class. For one thing, both of your classes arrived at the college at a time when our community was navigating dramatic changes. 1970 was our first year as a coeducational college, and your arrival inaugurated a brand new era as 125 women, including 77 female freshmen, arrived on move-in day. You were here also as some of the first women joined our faculty and student affairs office. The Black Student Union was established during your time with us. It wasn't easy for an institution as old as W&J to embrace change, but your class helped us to do it. And today we are a thriving coeducational college with more than 6,000 female graduates and counting. By the way, it may surprise you that some of this morning's graduates studied with several of the professors who taught you. Dr. Stu Miller, Richard Easton, Dr. Bob Dodge, and Dr. Mike Crabtree, who began his first year as a faculty member during your senior year. Several years ago, I appointed a committee of students, faculty, staff, and trustees to study what I have called the campus commemorative narrative. I asked the question, what is the story W&J tells through the names and images that we honor in our public spaces? Portraits, plaques, names of buildings, names of places. It seemed to me that a richer and more complete story could be told by including some others who have made a difference in our college. I'm pleased that committee's recommendations have led to a number of opportunities to do just that. I want to share with you the latest example of this work. As you know, in the center of campus stand 9 brick residences, at one time 10, that served as homes for fraternities when the class of 74 was here. When Greek life eventually moved to Chestnut Street, those buildings became residences for all students, and at the time were named for various U.S. presidents. In the last few years, we have begun beautiful total renovations of these residences, with 5 having been completed to date. I'm delighted to announce this morning that based on a recommendation of our Commemorative Narrative Committee, the Board of Trustees has voted to rename these renovated residences as follows. One will be named for the class of 1974, in honor of you and all of our subsequent women graduates. Another will be named for Dr. Ruth Riesenman, former Associate Dean of Student Personnel, who was the first female administrator hired at Washington and Jefferson College. She is credited by alumni in the classes from 1970 and forward as a pivotal figure, a shepherd, an advocate, and a supporter. Dr. Riesemann, would you please stand that we may express our appreciation for your service? A third residence hall will be named for Dr. Charles West, who was the first black quarterback to play in a major college bowl game when W&J faced the University of California in the 1922 Rose Bowl. He also was the National Collegiate Pentathlon champion in 1922 and 1923, and was an alternate for the U.S. Olympic team in 1924. Dr. West went on to a 50-year career as a physician in Alexandria, Virginia, where his daughter said he spent his time treating people who couldn't afford to go to the doctor. A fourth residence will be named for Molliston Madison Clark, the first known black student at Jefferson College, attending from 1831 to 1835, at a time when almost no American college or university admitted black students. He went on to become a minister and editor of the Christian Recorder. And the fifth building will honor Rachel Carson, the celebrated writer and environmentalist whose 1962 book, Silent Spring, is credited with advancing the global environmental movement. Though she could not attend the all-male W&J at the time of her youth, she was influenced by our college faculty and community, and today the Rachel Carson Council celebrates Washington and Jefferson College, in their words, as the birthplace of Rachel Carson's ethic. Members of the class of 1974, since earning your degrees all those years ago, you've made your alma mater proud through your many accomplishments and lasting contributions to our world. Your stories embody the values of our mission statement and have brought credit to W&J in many fields of endeavor. You honor us with your presence, and you have set an inspiring standard for the class of 24. On behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and alumni gathered here today, I'm delighted to recognize you as the newest members of the Presidential Guard. There was a time in the long-distant past when W&J commencements featured speeches from every single graduate. You can be thankful that today the graduating class is represented by just one outstanding student chosen by a committee of faculty, staff, and students through a competitive process. Brendan Guzman, also known by his nickname Goose, is from Waynesburg, Pennsylvania. His majors are English with an emphasis in creative writing and communication arts with an emphasis in media studies. His minor is in business administration. Brendan has run 2 student shows on the college's WNJR radio station, one focusing on film called Take a Gander with Goose, and the other in his role as campus news director in partnership with the Red and Black newspaper. A member of honor societies in English and communication arts, he's been on the dean's list every semester. Brendan interned with Washington County Gay Straight Alliance on an oral history project where he narrated and made podcasts. His poetry has been published in the W&J Literary Journal, now called The Hellbender. As part of Dr. Burbrick's documentary course, he made a short film on professional wrestling. And earlier this year, he hosted a breakout session on film in relation to the American Dream during our annual Symposium on Democracy. His goal is to become a screenwriter and later a director of his own films. Please welcome this year's senior speaker, Brendan Guzman.
Oh man, how did I get up here? Oh wow. I just had a really cool moment with my dad real quick. So whenever I was younger, I was a very shy and nervous kid, imagine that. And every day when I first started going to like kindergarten, first grade, things like that, my dad would try to calm me down by hugging me and we would thumb wrestle. So when I knew this moment was going to happen, I asked my dad before I got on stage to thumb wrestle me. So it's been a full circle moment. I would, of course, like to thank President Knapp for that phenomenal introduction. I've kind of always dreamt about this, but in those dreams, I usually like had a band behind me, and I was playing Johnny B. Good on an electric guitar, and that was the fantasy. I'm planning on it, right? So, of course, I'd like to start by congratulating all my fellow classmates on being here today, and thanking everyone who made this event possible. That's not limited to the deans, the professors, our wonderful staff, and those who are in support here today. Getting a bachelor's degree is never an easy task, and I get it, it's a cliche to say that this class is particularly special. However, we must look at the circumstances to give some crucial context. For many students here, this is our first proper graduation. Most of us graduated from high school in 2020, and there's a lot to say about that year. Not a lot of it is good, or you want to remember it, but still. The important thing is, and one of the toughest bouts in contemporary times, the students sitting before you here today had to make a large, frightening step in this game we call maturity. We arrived to college in the midst of this crazy world development. We learned through this really weird owl speaker-looking thing, and we saw each other only through our computer screens. We wore medical masks place to place. We had during our first year what they call high flex, with half of us online and half of us in the classroom. If you're having a hard time imagining that, basically just imagine the least efficient way a classroom can communicate and multiply that by like 10. We met through social media posts. We bonded through phone apps. We lived in solitary dorms. We washed our hands after every class. You guys wash your hands after every class, right? That wasn't just me, right? Okay. So most of us, probably. I still remember towards the end of our second year when we had the great demasking. It's not as intimidating as it seems. We all took off our masks at the same time during class. I was in Dr. B's journalism class, and I'm not going to try to exaggerate here, but it's pretty much the type of stuff that post-apocalyptic writers lie in bed at night dreaming about. There's a lot of ways to define the class of 2024. Diligent, brave, driven, beyond perhaps anything else, though. Dare I say, our defining word is perseverant. So many things have happened over the past 4 years, so many tests, and we're not talking like the standardized test, we're talking real tests, life tests. When I look around here today, I see people who never said quit, never left their path, and trust me, it would have been easy to leave, and formed metallic bones and skins in the fires of 2020s. Now, I get it, and it may sound somewhat self-indulgent, but it's unwaveringly true. Everyone here, through better, worse, and the mundane, we earned this celebration, we earned this moment, and we earned this day. My first college memory will always be logging into my class on my computer during the first 2 weeks of our freshman year when we were all online for quarantine, only to find out that technology was not my friend. My lag connection and the pauses in my video drew some laughs. I was mortified. Man, did I peak in high school? That was, whew. But despite how upsetting that was at the time, it acted as sort of a kickstart. Now, I'm not gonna lie when I say I thought about dropping that class or transferring schools, getting out of here, something like that. But I am so glad that I did it. I would later declare that class as subject as a major. I know what a dummy, right? And things just got better and better from there. Still, I'll say that high flex year, it was the hardest one. However, in the wake of all that frustration came something to joke and laugh about and bond about. A year full of students who could only see half of each other's faces and met through Zoom became indisputably one of the most tightly bonded group of classmates this college will ever see. Now, of course, I can't move on here today without acknowledging the life force, the backbone of this institution, people who will never, ever get enough credit in the world for the justice they do, our professors and our staff. Anyone in the world who wants to put their super wealthy, higher up, larger institution in comparison to our more small town, tight-knit liberal arts one will get one constant argument that they can't win. Our scenery, I'm just kidding, our people. You can't fake how much these professors and staff care about us, lift us up, and sacrifice for us. And we give you every single drop of respect we have for that. It feels like often our staff are more invested in us than they are their own lives, which is truly mind-blowing, if not a little bit concerning. And nearly every single one of them will sit there, teach you, mentor you, coach you, assure you for hours on end, even if it means they're there from the day to the dark. Trust me, guys, I know I've tested the boundaries here, I kind of like to talk. The conversations and wisdom spread from English to biochemistry to gender women's studies to philosophy. They made us whole. They made us thinkers. They made us world changers. They made us human. We sincerely thank you for that. Now, I'll stand by the fact that the class of 2024 have built their own will. However, we were given the tools to do that by those surrounding us. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. We're all fated to be sitting here today, waiting for me to shut up, appreciating this golden, fleeting moment in our lives. These professors and staff were meant to be in our lives, meant to be our guides into adulthood, and we owe so much of who we are today to them. We are beyond privileged to have them, and we need them to know how much of an unrelenting, positive impact they've had on the scope of our lives. Every single student here, every single person sitting here, could have in some other place, some other time, been anywhere but here. But here we stand, May 18th, 2024, in Washington, Pennsylvania, United States of America, together, unbroken, undying, perseverant. The puzzle pieces were always meant to paint this picture. You see my poetry side coming out there. Washington and Jefferson College. This is always it, guys. I'd like to cap off the speech with a quote from our area's very own Andy Warhol. Quote, "I've kind of run out of ideas," end quote. That's not the real quote. I'm sure I got like almost 10 of you with that, but I had to do it. I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I kind of have to do that thing. It dawns on me a little bit that maybe I did peak in high school. Really though, it's a good quote. It's a relevant quote, but it's not the one that I want to focus on today. Here's the real one. It's one of my favorite quotes ever. It's something that I personally live by. Quote, "The idea is not to live forever. It is to create something that will." End quote. That is my rallying cry for my peers here today. We started building something great, something integral, and something special over these past 4 years. Continue the work. Be the example. Finish what we all started. In the same way that we had 4 short years here at WNJ, we have 1 short life after today to be what the world needs. Create something for the future to look at, not the present to gawk at. Be doctors, be historians, be accountants, be lawyers, be writers, be the social justice that our world sorely, sorely needs. Be thinkers, and perhaps most importantly, be what you've always been, presidents. Class of 2024, this is our moment. Enjoy it. Thank you, everyone.
Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you would like to test the podium microphone up there.
Hey, give it a try, Eva. We just have to go ahead. I think we just may have to move on.
Yeah.
See if it's working.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. We're back in business. So I think this is truly emblematic of so many firsts for the class of 2024. Thank you, Brendan, for your words and your inspiration. Before proceeding to my task of introducing our Faculty and Staff Award portion of the program, I want to take a moment to congratulate the class of 2024 graduates. I join others in being incredibly proud of you for your persistence, grit, and ultimate success in reaching this milestone moment in your life. It has truly been a privilege and an honor to be a part of your WNJ journey. I'm excited for all that lies ahead, and I'm confident that your years and experiences here have prepared you well for all that lies ahead. Each year, members of the senior class are invited to nominate and then select an outstanding staff member and an outstanding faculty member as a gesture of their gratitude and respect. This year's outstanding awardee is Dana Grimm. Presenting the award to Dana is Cassie Carr. While at W&J, Cassie majored in psychology and gender and women's studies with a math minor. Cassie is off to attend Washington Lee University's School of Law in the fall.
Thank you, Dean Eva. On behalf of the class of 2024, I am honored to present this year's Outstanding Staff Member of the Year Award to Dana Grimm. Dana is a member of our custodial staff, and many of us know her as a warm and welcoming face in our residential halls. I had the pleasure of spending last fall with Dana and Cooper, and I know I can speak for both myself and all of her former residents in saying just how much of a difference Dana makes in our communities. From adding personal touches to the dorms to being a listening ear for students going through hard times, Dana makes W&J feel like home for all of us. Thank you, Dana, so much for all of your hard work and dedication, and congratulations.
It is our tradition that the professor chosen for the Outstanding Faculty Award will be the featured speaker at this fall's matriculation ceremony. You might say that the speaker is the class of 2024's welcoming message to the class of 2028. Presenting this year's class of 2024 Outstanding Faculty Award is Denver Leslie. While at W&J, Denver majored in English and French and plans to take a gap year before pursuing a PhD in English literature.
Thank you, Dean Eva. Good morning, everyone. I'm honored to stand before you all today. Dr. Burbrick is a truly outstanding educator and individual. I met Dr. Burbrick in my sophomore year. They were the advisor for the student newspaper where I worked, and I was an awkward, anxious student with a barrage of questions and a frantic sense of uncertainty about everything. Dr. B always met my questions and self-doubt with support, reassurance, and guidance. During our years in college, we may be met with challenges that shake our confidence in ourselves. That was certainly my experience. But in these moments, Dr. Burbrick was a person I relied on. They were an advocate for me when I was not able to be an advocate for myself, or that's how I felt. Throughout my time here at W&J, Dr. B empowered me and bolstered my self-confidence. With their unwavering support and commitment to my success, I became a better advocate for myself and for others in our college community. Advocacy and empowerment are recurrent themes in Dr. Burbrick's work here at W&J. I had the pleasure of working with them once again during my internship last semester with the Washington County Gay Straight Alliance. During this project, Dr. Burbrick conducted several interviews with members of the LGBTQ+ community in Washington County and the surrounding area. These interviews were turned into oral history podcasts. The project's objective is to recognize and amplify the lived experiences of people in our community who are often disempowered or made invisible. Not only is Dr. B passionate about the success of each student here at W&J, they've dedicated themselves to serving members of the greater Washington community, to our neighbors. Dr. Burbrick's contributions truly exemplify Washington and Jefferson College's motto, Junta Juvant, Together We Thrive. On behalf of the class of 2024, it is my great honor to introduce Dr. Burbrick for the Outstanding Faculty Award. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Burbrick to the stand with a well-deserved round of applause.
Yesterday afternoon, our Board of Trustees took several actions recognizing members of our faculty for professional excellence and service to the college. I'm pleased to announce the following promotions. Promoted to full professor, Dr. Melissa Cook, Dr. Tara Fee, Dr. Hannah Kim, and Dr. H.J. Manzari. Promoted to Associate Professor and granted tenure, Dr. Sarah Chamberlain, Dr. Stevie Burbrick, Dr. Kelly Lohr. And granted tenure, Dr. Kristen Nelson. Earlier in my career, while working to establish centers for ethics at several universities, I was fortunate to learn from others who had created successful programs elsewhere. One of my role models was today's speaker, Elizabeth Quiche, who was then the founding director of the Keenan Institute for Ethics at Duke University. She understood that, in her words, higher education's mission is not only to foster knowledge, but to prepare graduates to be good citizens, which makes moral education integral to our work. She championed the notion of what she called a holistic approach, combining an institutional culture of high moral aspiration with diverse opportunities for students to reflect on and argue about ethical issues, practice leadership, and cultivate moral imagination. Dr. Quiche continued to be a role model for me when we both became presidents of liberal arts colleges. She led Agnes Scott College in my hometown of Decatur, Georgia, for 12 years, during which time the college set new records for enrollment and retention and was recognized by the U.S. Department of Education as America's top liberal arts college for graduating low-income students. Agnes Scott was ranked #1 by U.S. News and World Report on its list of the most innovative colleges in America. When we began W&J's strategic planning process in 2018, we studied and were inspired by the successes of Agnes Scott College. Today, Dr. Quiche serves as the CEO of Rhodes Trust. As the CEO of Rhodes Trust at the University of Oxford, overseeing programs including the Rhodes Scholarships, the world's oldest and most prestigious graduate scholarships. A former Rhodes Scholar herself, she is now implementing a plan to expand opportunity to more places and cultures on the planet. Indeed, in every stage of her career, she has worked to promote international understanding. Having been born in a neighborhood of immigrants as the child of political refugees and influenced by a father who was imprisoned in his native Hungary by both the Nazis and the communist regimes. It's my personal privilege to introduce my friend, and now a friend of W&J, Dr. Elizabeth Quiche.
Thank you so much, President Knapp, for that wonderfully generous and kind introduction. And good morning to all of you. I am so honored and delighted to be here and salute our Madam Chair, members of the Board of Trustees, the faculty and staff, the proud families, friends, and alumni, and above all, of course, the members of the great, perseverant Washington and Jefferson graduating class of 2024. Congratulations to all of you. And by the way, you look awesome. So I also want to give a special shout out to the extraordinary class of 1974, the first coeducational graduating class of W&J's history. It's really wonderful to have you all here. And you all should think about, you know, in 50 years, that'll be you. So it is a deep personal joy for me to be a part of today's celebration, since it marks a graduation of sorts for my dear friend and your esteemed president, Dr. John Knapp, following 7 years of distinguished and impactful service. President Knapp and I have been, as he was sharing, friends and colleagues for many years. And he said I was a role model. Well, the feeling is mutual, and that's the best kind of friendship and the best kind of colleagueship. He is widely admired for his dedication, strategic insight, wisdom, and character. And it's been wonderful watching President Knapp's career unfold, knowing that any institution with him at the helm and with Kelly's warm and energetic partnership will thrive. In his book, From Good to Great for the Social Sectors, Jim Collins notes that nonprofit leadership roles are often more like being mayor of a city than CEO of a corporation. Leaders in these roles have to engage, mobilize, and satisfy a complex ecosystem of stakeholders through processes of shared governance. So the impact and success of a college president depends on his or her ability to persuade and inspire others, not to command them. Presidents shape strategy and culture by empowering those across their community to create, innovate, and reimagine. The strength and vitality of Washington and Jefferson College, which is palpable, I have loved my time here, is a great testament to your storied history, but in particular to President Knapp's leadership in partnership with all of you. You have adapted this institution's centuries-old focus on liberal arts education to the needs of 21st century career pathways. You've launched an impressive, actually an astonishing, 27 new majors and minors, investing in professional readiness for all students, continuing to strengthen signature programs such as Magellan projects, and above all, fostering a culture grounded in deep moral, intellectual, and civic values of critical thinking, adaptive problem solving, responsible citizenship, and uncommon integrity. I was especially moved to learn about the ways in which you're investing in your own backyard, including your new nursing program and the transformational Anika Dawn and Ronsley Scholarship. So congratulations, President Knapp, on the legacy you've created here, and I wish you and Kelly many happy adventures in your next chapter. Thank you. But of course, today is really all about you, our graduates of the great class of 2024. And oh my goodness, what a journey you've had, including having the lights go out during your commencement ceremony. As Brendan said in that wonderful, wonderful speech, this is a very meaningful moment for you because you all missed out on having a high school graduation back in 2020 and then had to contend with starting your college experience in the midst of the pandemic, missing out on so many experiences that would have marked the beginning of your college journey. So at a very young age, you've experienced how a global crisis can transform everyone's life overnight. But you have not let those difficult experiences stop you. Here you are, college graduates who've seized the opportunities at Washington and Jefferson and made up for lost time. You've pursued new academic interests and passions. You've amassed impressive sports records, provided strong campus student leadership, embarked on J-term trips and Magellan adventures all around the world, pursued internships, been inspired by wonderful professors, staff mentors, coaches, and advisors, and you forged deep friendships, growing in confidence and clarity about your own values and strengths. Today, you will walk across the stage and on to the next chapter of your lives, whether that be graduate school, an internship, a job, public service, or still exploring and figuring things out. For many of you, this is the first time in your lives when the path ahead presents not only choices, you've already made many choices in your lives, but distinct and divergent pathways. That can be exciting and liberating, but also scary and confusing. So as you celebrate this milestone and get ready for the journey ahead, a journey which will take the members of the class of 2024 in many different directions, you may be wondering, what should I pack? What should I take with me to support me on my journey? So let me offer a few suggestions. Now, a lot of college graduates think the most important thing you can pack for the journey is your diploma, which you're about to receive. And of course, it is a valuable credential, one you should take pride in having earned. But you have something far more valuable than your diploma. You have the values and ethos that Washington and Jefferson has nurtured in you. David Brooks drew a wonderful distinction a few years ago between what he called thick and thin organizations. You pass through thin organizations on a purely transactional basis. They don't leave much trace on you. You buy something, you get a service, and then you move on. Your life and character remain unchanged. Thick organizations, by contrast, shape who you are. Their culture is imbued with core values that are not only preached, but practiced. When you are part of a thick organization, you start to adopt its worldview and to practice its values. Here at W&J, you have not only gained a credential and acquired new knowledge and skills, as important as all those things are, but you've experienced and been shaped by and contributed to shaping a strong values-based culture. Now, let's be clear, not all thick organizations are good. Consider criminal gangs, religious cults, terrorist organizations. These are all thick organizations that shape who their members are. What makes organizations like Washington and Jefferson such powerful forces for good is that they are founded on vital and positive core values. Values of learning, critical thinking, responsible citizenship, and integrity. Indeed, one of the hallmarks of a liberal arts education is that it is committed to the value of free inquiry itself, to a liberating education. So it affirms the value of having the freedom to think for yourself, including the freedom to question and critique, giving members of the community voice and power to contribute to shaping it. And I love how you all do this here, and including, I love the tradition of W&J students crafting your own statement of community values, not simply adopting something that's handed to you from the faculty and administration. So each of you has been shaped by and has contributed to shaping this place. Now, you're heading off on journeys that will take you to new places. If you're lucky, you'll find communities, employers, and organizations that exhibit values aligned with those you have experienced here. But let's face it, not all of them will. You're also launching your professional lives at a pretty difficult and turbulent time in the world, a time of tension and polarization in this country and around the world, a time of intensifying geopolitical competition, of both hot and cold wars, of violent disagreements, of a tendency to dehumanize others, and of coarsening levels of public discourse and debate. Now, the world has been through terrible times before, and then as now, it will be people of goodwill and good character who can ultimately find a better way forward. And that's why I hope, for your sake, as well as for all our sakes, that you pack and carry with you the values that this place has instilled. Wherever you go from here, whatever challenges you encounter, they can be a source of strength and inspiration you draw on as you seek to make positive contributions and be culture shapers in turn, wherever you go. So as you pack for the journey ahead, remember that W&J has equipped you to be people of uncommon virtues, giving you resources and inspiration to lead lives of uncommon curiosity, uncommon integrity, uncommon courage, and uncommon kindness. It won't always be easy to exhibit these values. There may be times when you find yourselves being pressured or tempted to silence that critical voice in your head and go along without questioning, or to cut ethical corners to get ahead, or even to join in behaviors that belittle or dehumanize others because, well, that's the done thing. And that's when it will be most vital for you to draw on the resources you've gained here and to know that your friends and your mentors your families will support, respect, and champion you for doing the right thing. A second thing that I hope you will pack is another quality that this place has nurtured and that you have demonstrated already through the pandemic and beyond, a willingness to just go for it. You know, one of the best pieces of advice a mentor ever gave me, and I quote, was, "Don't be an idiot, apply." It was in reference to a job that I thought sounded wonderful, but I was absolutely certain I would not get. In fact, I remember reciting to him all of the reasons why I would not get this job. And he looked at me and he spoke those immortal words that I am passing on to you today. So I did screw up my courage. I went for it. And I did get that job that President Knapp mentioned, of being the inaugural director of Duke University's Keenan Institute for Ethics. It was the most significant pivot point of my career, but I almost counted myself out without even trying. Here at W&J, you have done things many of you never thought you could. You've studied abroad, you've conducted research, you've shaped policy, you've won championships, and much, much more. Make sure that you pack that spirit of going for it in the next stage of your journey. The third item I suggest you pack is closely related to the second, and also something I suspect many of you have learned here, on the sports field, in science labs, and other contexts. It is to accept that failure is a normal part of life. The question is not, will I ever fail? The question is, will I find the resources within myself and others to fail forward? Now, athletes know that you will win and lose, and that failure is feedback to help you get better and stronger. Scientists know that testing hypotheses will require repeated failures before you can succeed. The most successful entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs, those who seek to innovate and create within organizations, also have to embrace failure and build on the lessons learned for their next chapter. So as you embark on your next chapter, you need to know that you will encounter failures along the way. Maybe you don't get a job you've applied for, or having gotten a job, you find you're not that well suited to it, or actually rather miserable doing it. Or a relationship that is really important to you fails. Or you experience a big setback in something you are trying very hard to accomplish. At these times, and they can be difficult and frustrating times, I hope you will carry with you that commitment to failing forward. So what does failing forward mean? Well, it might mean figuring out how to turn your failure into a success. One of my favorite examples of this is Spencer Silver. He was a research chemist at the 3M company, and he was trying to develop a very strong adhesive that could be used in building airplanes. He failed miserably at this task, developing a strikingly weak adhesive instead. And he thought to himself, well, this certainly won't be useful in building airplanes, but maybe it might be useful for something else. The problem was he was the only person who thought that. Everyone else just thought he was a bit nuts, being so enthusiastic about this weak adhesive when the whole point of adhesives is to be strong. As he put it in an interview, I thought my adhesive was so obviously unique that I began to give seminars throughout 3M in the hope I would spark an idea among our product developers. He was nicknamed, echoing your class, Mr. Persistent by his colleagues. It wasn't until several years later that a product engineer in 3M's tape division named Art Fry attended one of Spencer's seminars, and the two of them had a eureka moment, and that's how Post-it notes were born, which became a runaway success for the 3M company. Another remarkable example of failing forward that I'm very proud of as a Hungarian American is Dr. Katalin Karikó, the Hungarian American biochemist whose research laid the groundwork for mRNA vaccines. She toiled in obscurity for decades, was demoted, denied tenure by the University of Pennsylvania, but she continued with great passion and persistence to pursue her research. And when the COVID-19 pandemic broke out and the world was desperately seeking new ideas for vaccines, her research was finally taken seriously and ultimately made possible the Moderna and BioNTech COVID vaccines, earning Dr. Kariko the 2023 Nobel Prize in Medicine. Now, I have had many experiences of failing forward, though none as dramatic, famous, or lucrative as Spencer Silver and Katamin Kariko. But when I was president of Agnes Scott, I had a dream of creating a Center for Women's Global Leadership at the college, and I failed miserably at it. I couldn't raise the funds, I couldn't find the right faculty member to lead the effort, I couldn't persuade my colleagues to embrace the concept of leadership. The list goes on, and I won't bore you with the details. But rather than abandoning the dream, I just put it on the back burner and focused on other things. And 6 years later, the pieces fell into place. Not for the small center I had envisioned, but for something much bigger and more impactful. A new curriculum named Summit that made global leadership central to the experience of every student and would prove to be a great success. But in order to fail forward, I not only had to maintain a commitment to my original idea and a measure of hope that it might come to fruition, I also had to be willing to rethink it pretty fundamentally in pretty dramatic ways, adapting it to new conditions and opportunities and working with wonderful new collaborators across campus to bring it to life. Failing forward can also mean letting go, accepting that something is not the right path for you, but staying receptive to the lessons this experience teaches you and opening your mind and heart to new opportunities that letting go might open up. My husband Jeff, who grew up in Australia, tells the story of applying for the Rhodes Scholarship, making it to the finals, and not winning. That felt like a big failure, a big setback for a young man of modest means who was determined to pursue graduate study in Oxford. So he let go of the dream of the Rhodes Scholarship, and he worked several part-time jobs instead to save money, calculating that with 2 years of savings, he would be able to pay for his degree. He applied to Oxford, got admitted, and was even awarded another scholarship that he hadn't even applied for. But there was another silver lining. Shortly after his arrival in Oxford, he met another first-year graduate student, and they fell in love. That student was me, and we've been married for 35 years. So I always say that I'm grateful to the Victoria Australia Rhodes Committee for not selecting Jeff, since the chances of us meeting would have been slim to none had he arrived in Oxford 2 years ahead of me. You never know what happy opportunities a failure today may open up for you tomorrow. Finally, as you prepare for the journey ahead, I want you to take a look, class of 2024, take a look around at each other and think about the experiences that you've shared, the challenges you've conquered, the fun you've had, and in all the ways your friends and classmates have supported, challenged, and inspired you over the past 4 years. Look over to where the professors are, the faculty are sitting, and up at this stage, and think about your favorite professors, your favorite staff members, how they have shaped who you are today and who you aspire to be tomorrow. So as you prepare to say your goodbyes and leave campus this afternoon, as you embark each and every one on your own individual paths, remember, as the Reverend Dr. Mark Johnson said in his beautiful baccalaureate sermon last night, you will not be alone. You can pack cherished memories of kindness and inspiration. You can nurture friendships that will sustain you through good times and bad. And you will be surprised in the years to come how you can instantly reestablish rapport with your W&J classmates, even if you haven't been able to be in regular touch. So, dear presidents, here's to the journey ahead. Don't forget to pack the uncommon virtues at the heart of this place of integrity, curiosity, courage, and kindness, and the ability your experience here has nurtured in you to go for it and to fail forward. Carry with you the people that matter to you here and channel their spirit as you continue to learn, to work, to serve, and to lead. You're going to do awesome things. Congratulations.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and thank you for the many personal kindnesses that you've shown to me over the years as well. On important occasions such as commencement, Washington and Jefferson College's Board of Trustees often recognizes distinguished individuals whose lives and work exemplify the ideals of our mission. We do so by conferring the honorary doctorate. At this time, I invite Donna Greer, Chair of the Board of Trustees, to present today's candidate.
Mr. President, it's my pleasure to present as candidate for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Dr. Elizabeth Quiche.
Elizabeth Quiche, as a philosopher and teacher, you were the founding director of the Keenan Institute for Ethics at Duke University, building a university-wide program promoting moral reflection and commitment in personal, professional, and civic life. As president of Agnes Scott College for 12 years, you championed a fresh vision that led U.S. News and World Report to rank Agnes Scott as the #1 most innovative national liberal arts college. During your presidential tenure, Agnes Scott set new records for enrollment and retention, and earned recognition by the U.S. Department of Education as America's most successful liberal arts college for graduating low-income students. You are the first woman to serve as CEO of Rhodes Trust, overseeing the world's most prestigious graduate scholarship and launching a strategic plan for global expansion of the program. As a friend of Washington and Jefferson College, you have inspired the graduates of the class of 2024 with your commencement address. Therefore, it is with appreciation and admiration that the Board of Trustees of Washington and Jefferson College confers upon you the degree Doctor of Letters honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by Washington and Jefferson College and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Letters honoris causa, in token of which I present this diploma and cause you to be invested with the hood appropriate to the degree.
And now we're about to proceed to the main event, the awarding of degrees in due course. First, just a brief process matter. We have a professional photographer on board capturing the moment. So parents, family, and friends, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the moment. Will the candidate for the degree of Master of Arts please rise? Mr. President, I present to you the candidate for the degree of Master of Arts in the class of 2024. Alex York.
By the authority vested in me by Washington and Jefferson College and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree Master of Arts in course with all rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations, Alex.
Class of 2024, as you saw, the student marshals will guide you up. Please come to the side of the stage where your first photograph will be taken. Another marshal will then guide you up the ramp to cross the stage. Walk slowly and enjoy the moment. You will shake the president's hand and receive your diploma. Now, with the remainder of the class of 2024, please stand for the conferring of degrees.
Class of 2024, by the authority vested in me by Washington and Jefferson College and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Arts in course with all rights and privileges thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Now most of you may be seated for a while. Connor Wayne Adams, summa cum laude. Sean R. Adamski. Alexander J. Alderman, cum laude. Noah Donald Allen. Matthew David Allgaier. Thomas Joseph Amtower, cum laude. Rowan T. Angstad, summa cum laude. Dominic J. Ankney. Garrett P. Apuzzo. Shelby Noel Baker. Tanya Ellen Maria Banks. Oyensu Bat Erden, magna cum laude. Ian Bachman, summa cum laude. Jensenea Rosanna Baines. John Donald Beard. Henry James Beardwood. Alyssa Beckett. Sarah E. Baradelli. Nakota Black Elk Noel. Cameron M. Boley. Emilio B. Torello. Brandon J. Brown. Caitlin Alyssa Brown. Catherine Mary Brown, summa cum laude. Madison E. Burrows. Aaron Ray Burns. Jordan E. Caldwell, cum laude. Nevin Charles Campbellong. Taylor Marie Carlisle. Claire Elizabeth Carmichael. Valedictorian Cassandra E. Carr, summa cum laude. Valedictorian Leisha Chada, summa cum laude. Brody L. Chadwick, magna cum laude. Joseph Terrence Christie, cum laude. Elizabeth Grace Conlon. Beckett Robert Conley. Ryan F. Kokenauer, summa cum laude. Mackenzie K. Coyle, cum laude. Cameron Robert Daly. Akancha Estas, summa cum laude. Kayla Brandocrity, summa cum laude. Jesleome J. Dawodu. Jackson Michael Denny. Sean Michael Disbrow, summa cum laude. Madeline Catherine Dietrich, summa cum laude. Caden DeVito. George DeLizo. Dallas Austin Downs. Jacob Ewan Duncan. Christopher Allen Edwards. Sydney M. Ensign. Caleb A. Etour. Samuel Anthony Finale. Brianna K. Ferry, magna cum laude. Salutatorian Joseph Robert Figura, summa cum laude. Luke A. Fisher. Natalie Grace Ford. George C. Francis, magna cum laude. Declan Michael Fricko. Abigail M. Fulham, summa cum laude. Salutatorian McKenna Taylor Gallagher, summa cum laude. Nicholas R. Gearhart. Trinity Michaela E. Gill, summa cum laude. Brandon N. Janak. Caitlin Margaret George. Grayson Marie Gibbons, cum laude. Brianna Gillo, cum laude. Second Lieutenant Emma Ann Glossner. Anastasia Frances Godat. Jonathan A. Grabowski, cum laude. Amanda Victoria Graves, magna cum laude. Lindsay Teresa Gray. Chase Jeffrey Grinnell, cum laude. Brendan Matthew Guzman, summa cum laude. Jaden Nicole Hartner, magna cum laude. Kendall Elizabeth Hott. cum laude. Hannah Marie Hausman, summa cum laude. Emily Christine Heck, magna cum laude. Madeline D. Heiser. Matthew Stephen Henderson, cum laude. Aiden C. Herman. Garrett Z. Hinsdale. Jordan Elizabeth Hines. Abigail M. Hipkins, cum laude. Valedictorian Matthias Jeffrey Hurst, summa cum laude. Lexi Rose Howard. Brianna Adele Hoffman. Haley Rose Holman. Rachel Ann Horniak. Paige Elizabeth Howe, cum laude. Warren F. Huang, magna cum laude. Joseph Ioli, cum laude. Sophia May Jenkins, summa cum laude. Dylan Orman Joachim. Justin T. Johns. Madison Louise Johnson, magna cum laude. Aaron Lamar Jordan. McKinley Joseph. Robert Buckminster Kaiser. Jean Den W. Kariuki. Ronan Keene. Kevin Thomas Kelly. Savannah Lynn Keogh, magna cum laude. Liana Elise Kerr Luciano. Blake Austin Kiefer, summa cum laude. Dylan Parker King. Teresa M. Kinkley. Jacob Michael Klanowski. Nicole Elizabeth Condrich, magna cum laude. Adam J. Kuzera. Allie Lauren Kroll. Seth A. Coons. Devin Isaac Lamb. Isaiah Charles Langston. Jacob Kai Wen Lee, magna cum laude. Samuel Hanel Lerner. Henry Denver Leslie, summa cum laude. Dante N. Loma, cum laude. Haley Ann Lusk. McKenna Saxon Mann. Lazar Marsenik. Nathaniel J. Masteller, cum laude. John Rosaria Mazza. Second Lieutenant Connor James McAllister, magna cum laude. Sarah Dawn McCartney. Christina Grace McGinnis, cum laude. Antonia Louisa Meyer, magna cum laude. Aiden Athiacot Mendez, cum laude. Jack C. Meyer, cum laude. Madison Caroline Miller, summa cum laude. Gia K. Monti. Ryan John Worley, magna cum laude. Elijah Kaileva Castellanos Muzzy. Jason Anthony Nativio. Molly P. Nielsen, cum laude. Renee Nicole Novak, cum laude. Madison A. Osborne, summa cum laude. Cade J. Patterson. Nylea Irene Perez. Nathan Petrarco, cum laude. Sydney B. Petrowski. Emily Grace Pietragallo. Nathan R. Parolo. Victoria Ann Pittis. Gianna Marie Francis Platt. Michael Connor Polinsky. Alyssa Marie Polis. Jade Tiger Pontius. Elena Nicole Popovich. Jake A. Razat. Nolan Bryce Rarig, cum laude. Sarah Lizeth Reyes. Mackenzie Rain Rent, summa cum laude. Madison Olivia Royer, summa cum laude. Mitchell Rubio. Shri Satish, cum laude. Nathan R. Shiro. Savannah N. Savaco. Naomi Nicole Shemery, cum laude. Mia Lauren Shipley, magna cum laude. Benjamin H. Simon. Second Lieutenant Garavpreet Singh, cum laude. Samantha Nicole Lifco. Second Lieutenant John Nathaniel Smith. Salutatorian Elizabeth K. Sprouls, summa cum laude. Hayden Robert Stein, summa cum laude. Anna Catherine Strout, summa cum laude. Reagan Marie Silvas. Amy Toscano. Thomas J. Troxel. Elizabeth Amy Trump. Meadow Marie Twaddle, cum laude. Kaibike Charles Ugu, cum laude. Second Lieutenant Isa Marie Yowler. Valedictorian Isha A. Vedia, summa cum laude. Beatrice P. Vasquez. Haley Eve Ahoviak. Sierra Jean Walker, magna cum laude. Carter Alec Watts. Stephen M. Watts, magna cum laude. Bethany Aaron Wempa. Jordan A. White, magna cum laude. Kayla Marie Williams, cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Wobrack, cum laude. Clay T. Yeager, summa cum laude. Matthias A. Zaka. Longthetti Yanni Zervos. Let's have one more round of applause for the class of 2024.
Graduates, graduates. Let me again commend you and express my confidence that you are fully prepared to serve a world where W&J's values of uncommon integrity and responsible citizenship have never been more needed. You did not choose the easy path, yet you have learned that you possess the fortitude and resilience to adapt to new challenges wherever they may arise. And when sometime in the future you find yourself facing adversity, as certainly we all must, you will know that no obstacle is too great for you to overcome, for you belong to the Washington and Jefferson College class of 2024. On a personal note, Kelly and I are preparing to conclude our own time at W&J, and as we begin a new season together, we're grateful to everyone in this college community for the opportunity to journey with you for these last 7 years. And graduates, it has been a joy to share this campus home with you and to count you as our friends who will always hold a special place in our hearts. In a moment, the class of 2024 will recess from this building together. We'll go to Old Main to cross the college seal, just as you did when you matriculated as new students. There we will pause to hear the bell toll 3 times in honor of our 3 founders, John McMillan, Thaddeus Dodd, and Joseph Smith. This is this tradition that bookends your time here at the college. Families and friends after the recessional, you may leave, either through the front doors that you entered or through the back door. All faculty, staff, and students are invited to join us in the Commons, the ballroom, and the ski lodge for our traditional 1781 afternoon tea and an opportunity to say one last thank you and goodbye. Now, as we go our separate ways, remember that wherever life may take you, there will always be a special place nestled in the hills of southwestern Pennsylvania, a place you can call home, where friends will be cheering you on. Come home often. And above all, know that our motto is forever true, Juncta Juvant, together we thrive, even when we're apart. I invite you now to stand if you're able as we conclude with the alma mater, the benediction, and the closing by the faculty marshal.
Pennsylvania, greet the West
Yes, we have reached that point in the program. We ask now for your almighty hand, O God, to be upon our graduates as their families celebrate this great milestone. May they find comfort from this community's continued embrace and support as they journey through life. May they find strength in the excellence of their academic preparation. May their lives be blessed from this day for guidance and success. Enable them to stay true to their dreams and aspirations for the future, and we ask that you empower them to walk in the future with faith, hope, great love, and their many talents. So, as your grading and classes are now complete, may you strive toward excellence in all that you do. As the speeches conclude, may your voice rise up to promote justice and peace in this world that you're about to embark on. As the applause quiets, may you celebrate and lift those around you. And remember, if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So I say, forget about the fast lane. If you really want to fly, just harness your power to your passion and honor your calling. We all have one. Trust your heart and success. And remember, the will of God will never take us to where the grace of God will not sustain us. Amen.
This concludes the 225th commencement exercises of Washington and Jefferson College.